Welcome to another Bugatti analysis video. Today I would like to talk about the rear of the car. The first thing to notice is the huge diffuser. On top of it we can see a big bubble. At first I was thinking that it could be a concave diffuser like F1 teams use it for a better pressure distribution at the underside of the car, but it looks more like a storage for something. It could also accommodate active elements within the diffuser, for example to store the flow in certain situations like the LaFerrari does it. But if we look at this area from the other side, we can see that this bubble is only on the left-hand side of the car, and on the right-hand side is some kind of metal box. So I think both are to store some components or fluids. The big packaging advantage of the Bugatti drivetrain is that the gearbox is in front of the engine, similar to the V12 Lamborghinis. That means that behind the engine you have a lot of space for a huge diffuser, without a gearbox sticking out at the center like some other cars. So this Bugatti package potentially gives you more downforce, but the passengers are likely to sit further apart because the gearbox is between them. If we have another look at this picture, we can notice the extreme upper diffuser angle in orange. The lower elements have a pretty flat angle, as we can see in yellow. These elements help the diffuser to keep the flow attached. The fact that they have a much lower angle than the diffuser surface tells us that the flow is probably not attached up to the trailing edge. Interesting to see here is the angle of the exhaust pipes in green. The angle is pretty much horizontal and would not help the diffuser flow if it was attached up until the end. Now let's have a look at the rear wing. The wing is mounted from above in the center and at the end plates either side. That gives a clean and unobstructed lower surface, which is important because wings generate around 70% of their downforce with their lower side, so you want to keep them clean. We can see a long chord center element and a short chord outer element to reduce induced drag. We can't see any gurney flaps on here. And the center element has a small leading edge radius, which gives you a pretty sharp forward edge and makes the wing a bit more sensitive for angle changes. I'm a bit surprised they use such a profile here because the rear wing should also be adjustable in 3 different positions, and you would usually use a profile with a bigger leading edge radius for that. Furthermore, I'm wondering how the rear wing can be adjusted in 3 different angles with these mountings at the end plates. We can see here that it's a pretty impressive size of the rear wing. One thing I noticed here is that the transition between the center double element and the outboard single element creates a squeezed area where the flow will be likely to separate because the boundary layers clash. Usually you would try to keep the wall between these 2 areas straight to avoid weakening the flow and to avoid dead areas on the suction side, which will reduce downforce. The center of the flap will see some disruptions because of the upper rear wing mounting. A pretty cool idea here is to keep the wheel exposed and to suck the wheel wake towards the center of the car to fill the wake. At the same time, that helps to get rid of a lot of hot air from the engine compartment. I talked about the side expansion of the diffuser in one of my earlier videos, but looking at these detailed shots, I'm not sure if the air can really flow towards the side, because the outer diffuser strake is blocking the way. The strakes could be more curved and help to improve the flow instead of being straight. And in this view, we can see how the rear wing is structured. It has a straight outer element, an angled outer section, a center double element and a transition zone between them. Usually you would try to keep a rear wing as straight as possible because angling it will reduce downforce and create a side force. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it and thanks for watching.